Trailblazers. Star could be Lakers' summer target. Exclusive report. Hey, Lakers fans, ready for today's bombshell news and red-hot last-minute rumors? Buckle up because today's story will leave you absolutely stunned. So let's dive right into today's headline without wasting another second. Lakers Nation, the front office appears to be cooking up something major for this offseason, and it involves one of the most electric young guards in the Western Conference. Multiple sources have confirmed that Rob Pelinka and the Lakers brass have their eyes on Portland Trailblazers sharpshooter Anfernee Simons as a potential trade target this summer. Despite our current playoff push, the team knows there are still gaps to fill if we want to hang banner number 18 at Crypto.com Arena. While LeBron and AD continue carrying the load, the harsh reality is that our roster needs additional firepower to truly contend with the league's elite. That's where Simons potentially enters the picture. At just 25 years old, turning 26 in June, this kid has been quietly developing into a scoring machine up in Portland. We're talking about a guard averaging 19.3 points per game while launching 8.5 threes nightly and connecting at a respectable 36.3% clip. His offensive arsenal would give the Lakers exactly what they've been missing: a third consistent scoring option who can create his own shot and space the floor for our superstars. I'm hearing whispers from league insiders that Pelinka views Simons as not just a short-term addition, but potentially a cornerstone piece who could bridge the gap between the LeBron era and whatever comes next. His age fits perfectly with our timeline, and his skill set complements our current roster construction. The challenging part? Simons is due $27.68 million next season, which means matching salaries becomes a major headache for a team already navigating a tight cap situation. Portland would likely demand substantial value in return, possibly including the one player Lakers management has repeatedly deemed untouchable: Austin Reaves. That's where things get complicated. Lakers faithful. My sources indicate the front office remains adamant about keeping Reaves in purple and gold, viewing him as essential to both present and future success. The question becomes whether Pelinka can craft a package enticing enough for Portland without including our beloved AR-15. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is newly appointed head coach J.J. Redick's previous vocal admiration for Simons' game. Redick has repeatedly praised Simons' scoring instincts and untapped potential during his media career, suggesting he might push for this acquisition behind closed doors. While adding defensive presence and front-court depth remains a priority, the possibility of landing a dynamic young scorer like Simons could prove too tempting to ignore. The Trailblazers appear headed toward a rebuild, creating a potential opportunity for the Lakers to swoop in and secure their guard of the future. Imagine a closing lineup featuring LeBron, AD, Reaves, and Simons. The playmaking, shooting, and scoring potential would give opposing coaches nightmares. And with Simons' youth, he could eventually take on a larger role as our veterans begin to step back. This won't be an easy deal to complete. Portland will have multiple suitors, and the Lakers' asset cupboard isn't exactly overflowing. But if there's one thing we've learned about this front office, it's that they're never afraid to swing big when stars become available. So what do you think, Lakers Nation? Should Pelinka push all his chips in for Anfernee Simons? Would you include Austin Reaves in such a deal, or is that absolutely off the table? Is Simons the missing piece to our championship puzzle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more exclusive Lakers news and rumors that you won't get anywhere else. Lakers forever. Lakers bombshell. Three-time DPOY Rudy Gobert. Trade rumors heat up. Hey Lakers Nation. Ready for today's explosive news and some red-hot last-minute rumors that'll knock your purple and gold socks off? Buckle up because what I'm about to share will leave you absolutely speechless. No more delay. Let's dive straight into today's breaking Lakers news. The Lakers front office appears to be setting its sights on addressing the team's most glaring weakness, interior defense, with an audacious trade target that would instantly transform their front court identity. Multiple sources indicate Rob Pelinka has Minnesota Timberwolves three-time All-Star and 2017 Blocks champion Rudy Gobert at the top of his off-season wish list. This potential blockbuster would pair Luka Doncic and LeBron James with one of the most intimidating rim protectors in NBA history. While the Oklahoma City Thunder may be the darlings of Western Conference predictions, Lakers insiders believe adding Gobert could create the perfect championship formula to counter young, athletic teams like OKC, whom the Lakers already defeated. On April 6th, the French defensive specialist averaged 12.0 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks across 72 regular season games this year. Numbers that don't fully capture his defensive impact. Gobert has recorded 2 or more blocks per game in 9 of his 12 NBA seasons, comparable to Anthony Davis's defensive production. His presence would create a defensive nightmare for opponents trying to score in the paint against the Lakers. Gobert's defensive metrics remain elite despite the criticism he receives, shared one Western Conference scout who requested anonymity. Pairing him with Davis would give the Lakers arguably the most formidable defensive front court in the league. The spacing concerns are real, but the defensive upside is tremendous. The price tag for such an acquisition? Sources suggest Austin Reeves would be the centerpiece moving to Minnesota. The Oklahoma product has blossomed into a legitimate scoring threat, averaging an impressive 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 rebounds while shooting 46.0% from the field and 37.7% from three-point range across 73 games this season. Michael Sayans, of Sir Charles in Charge, recently reported that Gobert might become available this summer, noting, "The acquisition of Gobert wasn't a disaster for the Wolves, but it wasn't a slam dunk either. At some point, you have to imagine the Wolves will move away from Gobert. It may make a ton of sense for the Wolves to go this route sooner rather than later." The Timberwolves front office finds itself in a challenging position with Gobert's massive contract limiting their flexibility. Despite Minnesota's success this season, there's growing sentiment that moving on from the defensive anchor could be necessary to reshape their roster for long-term contention. For the Lakers, Gobert's pick-and-roll abilities would be particularly valuable alongside a gifted passer like Doncic. While critics point to Gobert's limitations when forced to defend on the perimeter, and his sometimes clumsy hands when catching quick passes, his reliability as a lob threat could create a devastating vertical dimension to the Lakers' offense. The potential Gobert acquisition represents a fascinating shift in philosophy for the Lakers. After experimenting with smaller, more versatile lineups, doubling down on size and rim protection would be a clear statement about how they intend to counter the league's evolving offensive trends. Coach J.J. Redick would face the interesting challenge of maximizing Gobert's strengths while minimizing his vulnerabilities, particularly against 5-out offenses that could pull him away from his comfort zone protecting the rim. The sacrifice of Reeves would be significant, but potentially necessary. The young guard has become a fan favorite with his gritty play and clutch shooting, but championship windows with aging superstars like LeBron require bold moves. At his current trajectory, Reeves might command a substantial contract in his next negotiation, further complicating the Lakers' already tight salary cap situation. So, Lakers Nation, what do you think about this potential blockbuster? Would you be willing to part with Austin Reeves to bring in Rudy Gobert? Or would you prefer the Lakers explore other options to bolster their front court? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you're enjoying this exclusive Lakers coverage, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We bring you the most in-depth Lakers analysis you won't find anywhere else. Lakers Nation stands together. Let's make some noise this season.